Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, one half of the DungeonSwag team. And if you've been to the website, you've seen this bad boy hanging out on the front page with some hair stuck to him. This wasn't printed on our machine that we use for the business. This is just a miniature that we own that I printed on my own machine. I do not have an 8. Well, I do have an 8K, but it's not as good as ours, and I'm not as talented of a printer as our printer Hasco is. So sometimes I make mistakes. So on this guy, I don't think I made any, but there is that weird line back there. But when you get this in the mail, it won't have that. It'll be, like all the other ones I've done and have no imperfections. So anyways, I want to paint this guy up and see what we can do with him. And I think he's kind of like the bear chieftain dude. I have a couple other bear dudes here too. But we're going to start with this dude. So what I want to do is I have sort of primed in black and then dry brushed around on the white and lightened up some of the spots I want to. And I'm going to start with a light colored speed paint on him. I'm going to get one of these nice little, let me wipe it out, make sure it's clean. One of these nice little lids that just come from whatever you could possibly be drinking that has that kind of lid. I don't know. It could be anything. And you want to get a bigger, kind of junkier brush for this, and you want to get it all in there. And this is going to be his base color. And we're just going to coat him and get it all around and spread it out. We don't want it too thick, but because it'll never dry. He's got a cloak on here that's fur. So that means even though he's a bear dude, he has killed some kind of furry animal. Maybe a bison dude. Who knows? It's nice to think that he can kill whoever he wants because he looks like a badass. Now with this dude, I think the secret to success is going to be to put a good base coat of this brown on him and darken up any spots that we see that need it, and to dry brush him down in different layers until we get what we want. I'm not sure how good I glued these arms on, so let's hope they don't pop off. I usually make sure they're pretty good before I do anything, but I just wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't on the list for doing a good boy work today. That sounds dumb. Alright, we're just about there. Got all the main parts coated. His hand. Make sure his feet are good and covered. It's the middle of the night. Literally middle of the night. I am getting really tired, but I really want to paint this guy. When we put him on the website, I kept thinking, man, I need to paint that dude. I assume everybody in my D&D group, when we start a fantasy game again, is going to want to do this, be this, something like this. At least all the guys. Maybe not, but I think I'm right. While we're doing that, you know what we can do? We can go ahead and we can base coat the other guys too, because he's going to need some time to get drying. So let's get this, let's do this dude in this dark wood, maybe? Now let's do the hammer guy in the dark wood. We'll use that same cap. Why not? Remember, the goal is we're going to get these base coats down as thin as we can so they dry. If you get it on the shoulder pads and stuff, we're going to come back and hit all that with silver, so I'm not overly worried about it. I should change the name of my YouTube channel to The Lazy Painter. It's all good. 1 hour paint jobs. I think on one I did go over a couple minutes, so about an hour paint jobs. Okay, we're getting them. get that handle of that axe, because that's going to be brown too, most likely. And get up in his hands. Get all around there. I think we mostly covered him. Dude, there's 1,000 bugs just... I have the garage door open and these bright overhead lights so I can see what I'm painting. While we're doing this, we might as well do the last one, I suppose. I don't know what I want to do him in. Let's do him in gray and make him like an old bear. We're going to use this different... we can use the same one. We'll just wipe it out. Holy crap. It must be June. Getting attacked by June bugs in here. The one just flew right by my head. I heard him whisper in my ear, "You're a terrible painter." I know. Alright, so this dude's gray. Now we do want to be careful on this dude because he's got like a fire in his fire on his hand. He's like a shaman or something. So we want to try not to coat that in paint if we can help it, because then we're going to come back and regret that later. Now this Gravelord Gray, you're going to want to go a little thicker, but we're not painting these dudes tonight. We're just getting a base coat in. So whenever you see me do these guys, if I make another video on them, the base coat will already be done. Or I might not do a video on them. We don't know yet. I paint a lot of miniatures that I don't do a video on just because I'm like, I like to paint for fun. And sometimes I'm not in a hurry. I usually am, though. Usually try to paint minis pretty quick, but if I'm doing 3 at a time and I spend an hour and a half or 2 hours working on them, I don't think that's probably a very good format for a video. That'd probably be a bit much. Get a little more paint. I don't think you guys would like to sit and listen to me jive on for 2.5 hours, 2 hours. I painted some villagers that we did out of one of last year's boxes. We don't do villagers that often because, let's be honest, like in your game, once you have enough villagers to populate a fight where villagers are involved, you're never going to need miniatures for villagers ever again, most likely. So, we'll hit a stick too, even though I don't think we really need to. La, 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 la. A bit thick on there. Like I said, we don't want to get it on those. That we'll come back and figure out how his fingers are going to be. We can hit those real quick though. Try not to get it everywhere. Okay. I think we got him. Yeah, Sven's bears are just wicked. Look at those. That's sick. I have a demon here too, but I don't know what I want to do with him. This is one of Sven's. This is one of ours. I want to get this guy on the website, I think. He's pretty sick. Just as a one-off, not as your monthly box if you just want to buy these guys to paint them. I think we're going to try to have a fair price on all of them. Is the plan. Try to make them all available. It's not as cheap for us to do one-off stuff. It takes more time and preparation, and for the monthly box, it's, one plate is made. Let's get a little bit on his axe there. We should have got that while we were doing it. But yeah, so it's cheaper to do the monthly box, and that's how we're able to do it so cheap, because it's just setting up one plate. There's not a lot of time involved. The printings are all done and popped off in order as the orders come in, and it's a different animal, but when you got to do one-offs, it takes more effort, it takes more time, so we can't really afford to do those as cheaply. All right. Well, whoa! It's not looking like we're drying up anytime here soon to get started painting. So what we're going to do is we'll start on the base on this dude. So we're going to get our burnt umber and a cheap brush. A lot of base on these guys. I got it all in that rock. Oh, well. I was painting minis earlier and watching this show called Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. And that show, though it is entertaining, is pretty much pure garbage. Okay. Guess we're just going to batch paint these tonight then. Plan X. This is now a batch painting party. Let's hope we can do this in about an hour. We're already 10 minutes in and we haven't put anything but base coats down on anything. That is not a good sign. This says very little for the power of batch painting. I do like to batch paint some stuff. As a matter of fact, when I did the May and the June boxes, I really would have rather batch painted those since I was doing them as congruous units. But again, batch painting is not a good format for video unless you're an editor, and I am not. I have no desire to edit. I don't have the fan on, so these miniatures are like not drying. Alright, bonk the camera a little bit there. That's alright. Alright, so we got 3 base coated with their main bodies covered, and their bases are brown. They're going to take some more work, obviously. I'm not sure where to go from here, because they're not going to dry fast. I didn't plan ahead. This is a hobgoblin. It's one of ours. And I just printed him out for something I'm doing. He has not been in a monthly box yet, so potentially there could be a Hobgoblin monthly box coming your way. We haven't really fleshed out what the July box is exactly yet. Or did we? Never mind, I think we did. This is a dwarf that we had, and I've already painted him. And he usually has a big like thing on top of his staff, but I decided I wanted to do one without it. That was a little less bling. So I popped that off, and I just got a nail file, and I sanded off the top of that, so it's a little more... because when you can print as many of these as you want and have as many as you want, you know, it's a lot different. I tend to play with them a little bit. These guys are not played with. So... we could probably start doing some of this metal. But I'm thinking it's going to bleed through some. That's gunmetal. All right. We want to be careful that we don't get it on the fur. This can make more work for us down the road. And if this brown bleeds through the silver a little bit, I don't think it'll be an enormous deal. I think we could just make that work. I know a guy. Now, these dudes are pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. If people get on in Discord and tell us what kind of miniatures they want, we have an enormous catalog. Like, you would not believe how many miniatures we have the rights to print and sell. We have an enormous catalog. So if there's something on our list, you want to get on there and talk to us, and maybe have a look at some stuff, and you want us to put some one-offs on the website, we just might be able to do that for you. I might know a guy. This dude's gonna be sick. I'm gonna turn my videos into a drinking game here. How many times did I say something sick, huh? I'm joking. Or congruous. I use that word a lot when I'm talking about miniatures that go together for some reason. I can't think of a synonym for it, so I just say congruous over and over again. Let's get this metaled up. That might be a little piece from the print, the print supports, but I kind of like it, so I'm going to leave it. I'm trying to get back in behind his blades. These probably would have been easier. These arms are so big and so tucked in it. Probably would have been easier to do these before I glued them on. I didn't really think about it. It's alright. I'm like the king of hindsight when it comes to painting minis, dudes. And whapping the camera with my brush hand. It's another one of my awesome strengths. Alright, what other metal does he have? Those beads are probably not metal. I think that's all the metal he's got on him. Those wrist guards could be metal, but that brown paint's just not even dry enough to try. So let's come on to this next dude. Let's get that maul painted out nicely. Get underneath here. Woo! So that dude's got a little more metal to him. He's got some metal on the belt and such also, not just his shoulder guards. Just be real careful, not get any of our silver on the fur, just like on the other home dude. My friend passed away a while back, and he would have really dug these. Let's get some more metal off there. More metal out. Oh, you bad word. Right on the dang arm. All right. Again, that brown that got on there, I think we can make that work for us. Oh my gosh, that June bug almost killed me. Flew right by my head. So we gotta figure out what we're gonna do about this belt. We gotta be careful on this belt because this paint's a little bit wet yet down here. And what the hell is that thing? It's like a piece of fabric hanging down, or leather or something. All right. Something like that. I don't see any more metal on this gentleman. Clean some of that up though, where the paint's a little chunky. There we go. Looking good, kids. All right, so that's 1 down, 2 down, and what do we got on this guy metal wise? This dude looks like he has no metal except for the studs. So he's going to have to go on the back over here, and let's wash that brush out. This is that regiment brush that I use a lot. It's just like a great... The two main workhorse brushes that I use are this regiment brush and the starter brush. And then I have a couple fractional brushes that I really like. But I only have one out right now. So let's get back to this first dude again. And let's kind of clean up some of this edge work here with a smaller brush. I think that's all the metal we can really do right now. We'll touch up a little better there. I didn't do a great job covering that. Normally you would want to do these in like a really thin paint when you're doing like any of this stuff. But with these weapons, I actually kind of want them to look a little chunky, and I don't care if the paint's a little gunk, because look at this dude. He's just... Obviously he had to spend some time in front of the forge burning his fur to work on that, right? All right. The whatever that white or those horns are up there, we're probably going to want to lighten those up now that I'm looking at them. It's just some skeleton bone. I think they're dry enough because they're high on the mini, so we're just going to lighten those up. You don't want to go too thick or too thin. You want to find kind of a happy medium. Get up in there. So I was worried that we'd have to scale these guys down because they're pretty big. But I don't know how hard that would be to paint them scaled down. They are pretty detailed and they have a lot going on. I feel like scaling them down would be terrible. We want you to be able to enjoy your miniatures. We don't want them to be too hard to paint. With how much detail they have, I realize that they could come out terribly, and mine do sometimes. But we don't want you to have miniatures you can't make enjoyable for your tabletop. That's important to us. So that dude had that. Let's see what this guy has. Does he have any kind of... No, nothing really. This guy did have these little... No, that was this guy. This guy has these horns all the way around his belt, and I don't know if they're dry enough yet to try to clean up like that. Bud, you're going to look sharp. We're going to have you all done up. You're going to be looking dapper. Now, my brush is getting kind of dry. What is that? Is that a support or a hair? It's just a hair. Go. I must be shedding in my old age. Nice. And of course, he's got them on the sides and backs too, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. This is tedious. Oh, that's too much paint. Holy crap. Spread the wealth on that. Move it around on there some. I did not mean to put that much coverage there. If we can spread that around. There we go. All right, I think that's going to do what we want. Come touch the knees a little bit better. Looking okay, dudes. Does this guy have anything else we can lighten up? Yeah. You know what we can do? We can come up here and just kind of hit these again just a little bit. And when we come back much later and dry brush them, it might look nice. Okay, rinsing that brush out. All right, here we are. We're at about 30 minutes, and honestly, that speed paint is not drying like I need it to get going on these. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break here, and we'll call this a part 1. And maybe in the interim, I'll let all this dry, and I'll come back and hit the rocks on the bases. So let's look at them where we're at. So we have a solid base coat and some metallic down. We have a ground brown. We have a solid base coat, brown on the ground. I got to do something with that ground. That black paint is that black speed paint as it went down. It saturated that pretty heavy. Same thing. So yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the bases some after these dry, paint the rocks, and then come back and we'll actually paint these the rest of the way as a group, you know, since kind of started them as a group. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like our miniatures, check out the website. It's www.dungeon-swag.com. We're giving out a free miniature. It does say it's $2 or something like that on the site, but if you join our Discord, we'll give you a code, and you can use that code to get it completely free shipping and everything, just right to your house, cost you nothing. The Biscuits discount code for 25% off your first month is still active. I just asked Scorbic to extend that, and he has done so. So check out the website, check out the Discord, and get some cool minis for a good price, because I don't know anybody that's selling minis this big and beautiful for the quality, and the quality as good as what we do for anything close to what we're doing. And who knows how long we're going to be able to keep doing it, but for now it's working, and we're able to keep the prices down, and we love that. We started this business to get people to be able to populate their tables with beautiful miniatures without having to spend 20 bucks a piece on them. And I think, man, we really killed that. So thanks for watching. Have an awesome night.